Isaiah 60 verse 22 says, "The least of you will become 1,000, the smallest a mighty nation. I am the Lord. In its time, I will do it swiftly." Let's have a chat. We're back on my bed, so you know we're about to have a good chat. Before we get into today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. I upload video every Wednesday and Sundays. I was out of the country for a little bit, but we're back in our group. I heard my mom praying this prayer, and it was something that just kind of like really resonated with me and really made me think of that verse, Isaiah 60 verse 22, where God is a God of suddenly. A lot of times in life we pray for things. It feels like God told us to take that step to walk towards our purpose, and we're doing all the work, we're doing everything it seems like he said to do, but yet nothing is happening. And sometimes it can feel like our prayers are in vain, our efforts are in vain. But God is a God of suddenly, and at the right time he will make it happen. And I especially wanted to create this video for content creators because I know in that very beginning phase where you're putting yourself out there, you're posting all these videos, it feels like you're posting it to like in vanity. Nobody's seeing it. You're posting video after video, you're doing your get ready with me, you're doing your makeup, and it just feels like the same 10 people are watching it. It's been 2-3 months and nothing has happened. God is a God of suddenly, and he can make it happen. And a person that makes me think about this a lot is Keith Lee. I started following Keith Lee, I want to say like 2020, 2021, when he started posting videos where he just kind of talked about his family and his struggles, and he would just post these videos in faith all the time. And around late last year, Keith Lee suddenly blew up out of nowhere. Everybody was talking about his food videos, everybody started retweeting his videos. All the effort he put in was never in vain. All the effort he did, it all led up to that moment. But suddenly at the right time, God made a change in his life to where Keith Lee was going on to like recently he was at the Streaming Awards, he was able to buy a new car, a new house. All your effort is not in vain. And I know as a content creator, especially if you're creating content, it can feel like you're doing it in vanity. God sees all your effort and God will crown all your efforts. And this video is for people specifically that feel like they're about to give up. I'm in the content creation space as well, and sometimes it truly just feels like, I'm like, God, why am I still here? Like, it's been a year or so that I've been posting these videos. You told me this is what I was supposed to do, and yet nothing's happening. I just want to also encourage you, just because God said it's going to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen on your timeline. In that Bible verse, although it says it will happen swiftly, it says in its right time. In the right time, God can change your life drastically. He can take you from 0 to 100 in a matter of weeks. Another person I also think about is Bobbi Althoff, I think that's her name. Bobbi Althoff, I think that's her name, who does these interviews. She did one with Drake recently, she did one with Tyga, I think she did one with, who else? Lil Yachty. I saw a video of her where she said she's made more money in the last 3 or 4 weeks than she has ever. Bobbi is somebody that just blew up out of nowhere. I keep sharing all these stories because I know it's so easy to kick back and just be like, okay, I've been doing this for a month, I've been doing this for 2 months, and nothing has changed. No business is ever built overnight. If Rome was built in a day, we will all have our own version of Rome. Don't get me wrong, like we will all have our version of Rome. It would be a perfect world if I was like, I want to start my business today and tomorrow I wanted to be earning like 6 figures. Trust me, I was that way where a lot of times I was like, God, I thought this is what you told me to do, like, and I'm doing it and nothing's happening because I wanted things to happen on my own time. This is when patience really comes in. Yes, God is a God of suddenly, but also don't lose patience in the moment where he's building things up. And I think about ice in this scenario because ice, I believe, melts at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. But it doesn't just get to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It still has to go from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3, up until 31.999 before it then gets to 32 and begins to melt. All the effort that you're doing right now, it's never, ever in vain. It's never in vain. Every single video, every single get ready with me you're posting, every single TikTok, every single makeup tutorial, hairstylist, wherever you are, every single thing you are doing, do it well as if you are there where you want to be. Do it well. Put all your effort in it. Don't just think, oh, nobody's seeing it. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to give up on this. If we could all post one video one day and blow up, trust me, there'll be a lot more YouTubers, but it takes a lot of dedication to be in this field. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of perseverance. Trust me, a lot of people wanted to give up. A lot of people there'll be a lot of downtime where it's just like, it seems like nobody's watching your videos. I know there was a time on TikTok where it felt like all my videos were stuck in like the 200, 300 views. I was pumping out content. I was like, this is the time to be dedicated. I honed in. I was like, you're putting out content. Every single video after video, 200, 300, 200, 300, like it just was not moving. And I was like, why am I even still doing this? And I had to realize that God is a God of sudden, and one of those videos I can post can direct my career into greater heights in a matter of a moment. Make sure you keep at it. I know it's not easy, but trust me, keep working, keep persevering, and God will make it happen at the right time. Even though I went through that moment of 200, 300 views where it just felt like I was about to quit, I was like, God, nothing is changing. You told me to do this, but nothing is changing. At the right time, God made it happen where I believe about 5 or 6 or 7 of my videos all began to skyrocket at the same time. One has hit over 500,000 views, 2 have hit over 100,000 views, 1 had hit over 200,000 views. At the right time, God will make it happen. I want to use this video to encourage you to truly keep at it. I know it's not happening on your timeline. I know you've been posting those videos for months. It could be 6 months, 8 months, I don't care. At the right time, God will make it happen. A lot of times we see success stories and we just see the end result, but we don't see all the years and the time of effort that they put in. Just because they then blow up at that certain point, all that effort that they put is not in vain. All that effort is what led them to that point. Don't just look at people's end result and forget that there was a destination. There was a time of depression. There was a time of sadness. There was a time of wanting to quit. There was a time where they maybe spent time away from their family. Think about those moments. People don't just get to point A to Z. There's a journey in it, and you have to bask in it. You have to appreciate that moment, because you now know that when you get to that point, you can appreciate it much more, because God is going to work something in your life, and I just know it. I'm just saying this out loud, but I just want to encourage you that God is the God of suddenly. Just remember, nothing you do is in vain. At the right time, as it says in that Bible word, God will traject you more than you can ever imagine. I believe Ephesians 3:22 says, God will bless you abundantly above more than you can ever ask for. And this is another moment for you to reflect on how you wait. I'm posting these YouTube videos and they're not reaching the audience that I thought it would reach right now, but I'm still posting it in faith, because I know that at the right time, suddenly God is going to make it happen. And one thing that I've been doing is to not only make sure that I keep working and keep pushing out the content, but I also make sure that I am backing it up in the place of prayer. We're using a lot of scripture today, but 1 Thessalonians 5:17 says, pray continuously. Some verses say pray without ceasing. Make sure that you are also backing it up in the place of prayer. While you're waiting, it is hard to know that like you're putting all this effort in and nothing's happening. You sometimes feel like it's just in vain. Make sure that you are backing it up in the place of prayer. Pray to God. If you have to do maybe a 2 a.m. prayer for like 7 days in a row, whatever the case might be, back it up in the place of prayer. Declare that God has done a great thing in your life. Declare the testimony is suddenly. Declare that all the effort that you've done is not in vain. Declare that God is going to do a new thing in the videos and everything in your life. And this video is not just for content creators. If you're just in business and you're just waiting for God to do a new thing, maybe you're praying for a new job, a new relationship, whatever the case might be, God can make it happen suddenly. Just believe that He will. Make sure you back it up in the place of prayer. That's one of the most important things that I can say. Pray without ceasing. I remember there were times where I felt like, I was like, God, I'm putting in the effort. And I was like, oh, people are like, oh, are you praying? I'm like, yeah, I pray, but I was praying like once a week or like once every like 3 days. No, pray without ceasing, as it says in that Bible. Back it up in the place of prayer. Declare, speak it out loud as if it is already done. Speak it like God has already done that suddenly miracle. If you're waiting for a job, say, I already have that job. God has done this testimony for me. Speak it and prophesy it out, because God can make it happen at the right time. I even think in my life as an example, I look back at the last year or so and I'm just like, so much has changed suddenly in my life. Within the last, I want to say like 6 months or so, my sister has gotten married. My brother and cousin have both gotten engaged to be married this year. Like, God has just changed so many things in my life that I'm just looking at. I'm like, wow, suddenly He made it happen. So many blessings that I never thought could happen. Suddenly God made it happen. I can't even say that I worked for it. I can't even say that it was something that I did, because they were just things that I backed up in the place of prayer. Even when I was just like, God, I'm doing all this effort. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. I made sure that I backed it up in the place of prayer, and He made it happen in a way that like I would know that it was only Him that did that. There are blessings that I received in the last year that I could not have thought of receiving, but God made it happen suddenly. He made it happen in His own right time. And I just want to encourage you truly to just remember that God is a God of suddenly. Don't give up yet. You've come this far. Do not give up on your dreams. Do not give up on your goals. If this is what God has called you to, I don't care how hard it is. I understand. Trust me. If I knew the whole vision of if I knew the whole picture of my goals, I probably would have turned back a few times. But God is a God of suddenly, and He will make it happen at the right time. You've come this far, you've put all this effort in. Make sure you see it through. God is not a mean God. God is not a harsh God to where He'll see all your effort and just not give you anything in reward. God is going to reward you. God is going to crown all your efforts. Remember that God is working it out for you. Like, you're on the verge of a breakthrough. This is not the moment to relax. This is not the moment to chill and be like, it hasn't happened yet. Let me give up. No, keep pushing forward. Keep pressing forward. I don't mean to sound like a motivational speaker right now, but I truly am speaking to myself also, to where I'm like, you're on the verge of a breakthrough. Keep putting the effort in, keep working, keep praying. Back it up in the place of prayer, back it up in your work. Keep doing what you have to do. God in its right time, God in His right time will crown all my efforts. And lastly, I'm just going to say, this is also another time for you to truly learn what content you want to put out. If you are a content creator or just learning about yourself, this is the time. This is when you have that relatability phase. You see time and time again, like content creators like Jackie Aina or like Monet McMichael, where they get to a certain level and be like, oh, they're no longer relatable. This is the moment where you're building your craft, you're still figuring out, your lighting is a little janky, your camera's a little off. This is your time to build that community. This is the time to be relatable to people. So keep that in mind. I just truly want to encourage you to keep on going. God is a God of suddenly. You are on the verge of a breakthrough. And I just know that this is not the time to relax. This is not the time to chill. This is the time to put in the effort. Yes, it's August. Yes, you've been praying these prayer points. Yes, you've been working at it since January, and you feel like the year is running out, nothing's happening. God is a God of suddenly. Before the year runs out, you will be shocked what God can do in your life in these last 4 months. God can transform your life more in these last 4 months than He has in the whole last 8 months. You will be shocked what God can do. Just believe that God has done it. God is a God of suddenly. I'll keep saying it time and time again, because it says in His word, swiftly, in its right time, I will make it happen. Now that I'm done preaching, I truly hope this video has encouraged you if you're in the consecration space, or you're just seeking a new job, or whatever the case it is that you're praying to God for. Just remember, He can do things in His right time, and He can do it fast. In the blink of an eye, God can change things in your life in a supernatural way. God doesn't work in our own timing. He has His own timing. And things that you thought are beyond your own imagination that He can do, you'll be shocked how fast God can align you with people, align you with your destiny helpers. And I know I've said it all in this video, but I want to add this diagram just as a visual to truly help you. You never know how close you are. You never know how soon God will traject your life. You never know how soon God will change your life. I simply want to encourage you today to keep on going, to keep on pressing forward. And very soon, like this image, God will make it happen. This is not the time to turn back. Anyway, before you click off, make sure you comment down below some things that you've been praying to God for, that you're still seeking that suddenly testimony, that you're still seeking that God would do it in this year. Comment down below. Let's pray for each other. Let's keep each other accountable, because I know before the year runs out, we will come back to this video and we'll all come back and testify of the God of suddenly and the things and prayers that God has answered. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.